Hello and welcome to Select 10. Today's video will present the best new web series that was launched between December 2023 and January 2024. So prepare to go on a fantastic experience as these innovative shows will cover everything from riveting dramas to mind-bending science fiction and action-packed comedy that will pique your interest with their distinctive plots, intriguing characters, and breathtaking filming. Now let's start the video. Number 10. True Detective, Night Country. It is the fourth season of True Detective, one of the best crime detective shows on television. This season is centered around an odd situation and takes place in Alaska, where specialists mysteriously vanish, and two detectives Liz Danvers and Evangeline Navarro are dispatched to find out about the men's odd disappearance. But soon events affects hopes of discovering the guys when Navarro tries to persuade an unconvinced Danvers that the men's abduction is related to the unsolved killing of community activist. One episode has been released thus far, the remaining one will release every week. If the first episode is any indication, the upcoming episodes will explore as these investigators get deeper into the investigation while confronting their difficult past and the need to cooperate in order to solve this terrifying new case that has devastated the isolated Alaskan hamlet. Although the first episode was a little different from the show's usual tone and pattern, it was nevertheless a compelling experience that delivered fans shivers down their spines, much like the entire setting. Number 9. Death's Game. It is a fantasy thriller drama series directed by Ha Byung-hun. The show centers on Choi Ee-jae, who chooses to give up his life after enduring several obstacles and challenges of society. Irritated by his carefree approach to life, death, the being, who stood at the entrance to hell, punished him with a game in which he had to endure 12 births and deaths in order to receive a lesson and avoid going to hell. And if he could possibly find a means to withstand the impending death of these people, he would be able to remain alive throughout their entire existence. Every time he switches on a new life, there is a little moment during which he is unaware of what is going on, but then there is an odd turn of events that leads him to discover his actual objective. The series' profound and provocative concepts are delivered by a look at human existence at its heart, and its amazing and horrifying use of visual elements to represent the realm between this life and the next is commendable. The show's depiction of death is devastating, and Death Game's mystery effectively combines the action scenes and emotional parts, while fantasy elements tackle tricky subjects. Number 8. Echo. It is a superhero crime action miniseries created by Marion Dare. It is the origin story of Echo, also known as Maya Lopez, who used to be the leader of the nefarious group known as the Tracksuit Mafia, which was employed by crime lord Wilson Fisk. However, when faced with a catastrophe and thrown into lethal wrath, she pursues revenge for the injustices brought to her. The show takes place after the finale of Hawkeye 2021, where Wilson Fisk's group starts pursuing Maya Lopez, forcing her to go back to her homeland of Oklahoma, where she must accept her background, re-establish her connection to the crime underworld, and meet people she loves. The show is inconsistent but wonderfully thrilling, revealing the past of an Echo in an enjoyable manner. Its beautifully shot scenes depict the past suffering, which feeds Maya's wrath and her desire for retribution. Charlie Cox's daredevil appearance elevates the action sequences to a new level, and the scenes meet the high expectations of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The action scenes, music, and filming are top-notch, while the entertaining plot makes the story engaging and keeps you hooked. Number 7. Dr. Death. It is a true crime drama anthology series created by Patrick McManus. The show is based on the same titled podcast and tells real-life incidents of healthcare experts who exploited their circumstances and let their pride hurt the people they treated. The first season revolves around Dr. Christopher Dunch, who performs routine spinal surgery on patients who either die or leave them severely crippled. The story develops as two other doctors and an aspiring associate prosecutor decided to stop him and investigate the incidents. Season 2 tells the narrative of a scientific expert who faces charges for experimenting on his fellow patients. Since many of you may not be familiar with or have watched this series, we won't be discussing the second season at this time. The two seasons present a gripping crime drama that starts with the crimes that were committed and goes backward to find out why they occurred. The show manages to be both distinctive and fresh, even as it successfully juggles two captivating plots at once. Overall, the series deftly blends compassion with the search for the truth, exposing the effects of negligence and arrogance in the medical industry. If you enjoy true crime narratives, it is a must-see. Number 6. Boy Swallows Universe. It is a 2024 teen thriller drama limited series based on the book of the same name by Trent Bolton. The story takes place in 1983 in Brisbane, Australia, and features Eli Bell, a 12-year-old child whose teen life is not typical, as it is impacted by his drug-dealing stepfather, his mute sibling, and a well-known gangster who serves as an advisor to him. The primary storyline begins when Eli's attempts to save his mother from harm, and things get even crazier when a strange red phone begins answering Eli's calls. It is a tale of love, atonement, and revenge that delves into themes of friendship, family, and the quest for identity. In general, it's an incredibly engaging teen drama with aspects of crime and adventure. Overall, the show delves into deeper issues, gives compelling depictions of a clandestine connection inside Australian families, and thanks to some smart writing and outstanding performances by the cast, it manages to pull off a very grim teenage story without becoming miserable or pointless. Number 5. Kin. It is a crime drama series, co-created by Peter McKenna and Ciarán Donnelly. This is a severely underappreciated series that you should definitely add to your watch list, especially if you enjoy gritty, realistic crime thrillers. The show centers on a Dublin family that becomes entangled in a gangland conflict between Frank Kinsella and Eamon Cunningham, two competing gang leaders. The narrative starts with Frank's son, Michael Kinsella, serving a sentence of 8 years and his release from jail. His entire family assumes he will be returning to the family-run business, but he is more focused on obtaining legitimate employment and gaining guardianship of his daughter. The story moves forward as the Kinsellas get progressively more involved in a bloody conflict with competing drug lord, Eamon Cunningham, who aims to destroy the Frank dominance. The Kinsella family is slowly introduced in season 1, but the explosive climax establishes the second season's main narrative. The first season is slow-burning, but vicious and full of suspense, making for an absorbing watch. The series mainly succeeds due to the manner in which it weaves characters and action throughout so effortlessly inside its gritty tale. Number 4. Criminal Record. It is a crime thriller series created by Paul Ruttman. The plot revolves around two police detectives, one an established expert and the other a rookie, as they receive an unidentified call and unexpectedly clash on an unsolved case involving a murder. Their case quickly becomes a battle as they must contend with problems of corruption in the system and search for the real truth. The plot includes all the necessary turns, twists, and truly stunning moments, but the detectives' confrontations and the segments in which they circle one another in an attempt to uncover a weakness are the cleverest elements of the show that keep it interesting. Its unusual charm makes it stand out among crime thrillers, as it deviates from the usual police crime dramas by taking on its own personality while weaving across multiple storyline paths. Overall, it's a suspenseful and fascinating thriller with truly nail-biting suspense that keeps you thinking the entire time. Number 3. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It is a fantasy adventure series created by Rick Riordan and Jonathan E. Steinberg. The narrative centers on young demigod Percy Jackson, who Zeus, the Greek god, accuses of taking away his lightning. After that, Percy Jackson embarks on a perilous adventure to recover Zeus's lightning bolt and put an end to an intense conflict between the gods of Olympus, during which he must travel through realms while facing creatures and fighting celestial beings. Along the way, Percy makes new friends as he struggles with embracing his newly divine gifts. So far 6 episodes have been released which covered almost half of Percy's journey in restoring the rule of Olympus and an underlying plot that incorporates predictions, ancient battles, and a battle for control among the gods. The action, humor, and mythology in the episodes thus far are well balanced, although occasionally it seems like an excess, trying to fit in as much of the book's elements. But at its best, it looks good and is entertaining, as it retells the story for an audience of today. Number 2. For All Mankind. Season 4 of this underappreciated sci-fi series has finally premiered, with the final episode airing on January 12, 2024. I'll give you a little overview of the story before moving on to a spoiler-free review of Season 4. The show imagines a scenario in which the Soviet Union was the first nation to set foot on the surface of the moon, offering an alternative history of the space battle between the US and the Soviet Union. In the wake of this incident, the United States stepped up its space exploration activities, changing the course of history. The show chronicles the careers of scientists and explorers from NASA as they work to push the limits of mankind's space travel while overcoming obstacles in both their private and professional lives. Every season focuses on a different space mission. For example, Season 4 is about extracting asteroids that are rich in minerals and extremely profitable, having the potential to alter both Earth and Mars' futures. However, brewing rivalries between foreign bases pose a danger to all of their hard work. In Season 4, the show ventures into the future by presenting fresh characters, exploring the aftermath of mining asteroids for resources, and addressing the issue of exploiting workers. The series is remarkable despite not being a usual show just about aliens or planets, owing to its unique storytelling, outstanding visuals, and blend of amazement and formalities. Number 1. The Brother's Son. It is an action comedy drama series created by Brad Falchuk and Byron Wu. 2024 is barely starting, and Netflix has already premiered one of the best shows of the year. The main character of the story is Bruce, whose daily routine is completely upended when his elder brother Charles' son travels from Taipei, Taiwan, to Los Angeles. Bruce, however, who has no memory of his time spent in Taipei, soon finds out about his family's business as one of the well-known gangsters in the city, and that his brother was brought up by his father, an organized crime leader. Their existence devolves into insanity following an assault on his father's life, where Charles must do whatever it takes to keep the entire family safe. Its basic storyline is improved by the cast's charm, stylish visuals, and ferocious action, which gives an enjoyable experience that maintains a solid balance between thrills and humor, while the underlying plot and conversation can be lackluster at points. It is a must-see if you enjoy hand-to-hand fighting action and action-packed plot, which is similar to action thrillers like John Wick. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.